Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Right now at 10, a crash on an Onalaska highway closed roadways for hours today. Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Haugen. Highway 157 has reopened after a vehicle crash this afternoon. The southbound lanes were closed for nearly 5 hours. La Crosse Dispatch tells News 8 that the first call for the crash came in shortly after 2 this afternoon. News 8 crews saw vehicles with significant damage on the scene that afternoon, and responders were not available to comment on the incident, but crews saw Onalaska police and fire departments, as well as La Crosse County Sheriff's vehicles on the scene. We will report more information as it becomes available. Now, Puna Island residents cleaned up debris and rubble from their homes yesterday after a strong 6.8 earthquake damaged homes, schools, and medical centers. Officials say the quake left 14 people dead. More than 380 people were injured. Around 50 educational buildings and more than 30 health centers were also affected, while multiple roadways were blocked by landslides caused by the earthquake. The initial quake was followed by 2 weaker aftershocks in the following hour, and that's according to the Geophysics Institute of Ecuador. And former President Donald Trump attended an NCAA championship wrestling event Saturday night, just hours after calling for protests and claiming his arrest in a New York-based hush money case is imminent. As CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry reports from Washington, the prospect of an indictment is prompting wide-ranging reactions across the political spectrum.
Former Vice President Mike Pence says an indictment of Donald Trump is not what the American people want to see.
I'm taken aback at the idea of indicting a former president of the United States. It just feels like a politically charged prosecution here.
Pence cited Americans' right to peaceful assembly after the former president called on his supporters to protest in a social media post announcing he expects to be arrested on Tuesday. In an apparent response, Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg emailed his staff saying, quote, "We do not tolerate attempts to intimidate our office or threaten the rule of law in New York."
We have strong institutions and should have confidence in the due process of law. And I think that's what you're seeing play out here. Nobody's above the law.
A New York grand jury is investigating hush money payments to women who allegedly had sexual encounters with the former president. Accusations Trump has denied. Some say an arrest could help boost Trump's prospects for the 2024 presidential race.
I think it's building a lot of sympathy for the former president.
I think it'll probably charge and probably amplify his base, given that he's running.
Go Trump! Go Trump!
Supporters came to rally in Trump's defense in Oklahoma, where he appeared at the NCAA Wrestling Championships and near his Florida estate.
I mean, you could keep going after him and the outcome's all going to be the same, and it's only going to incite more people to come out and support.
Trump's claim aside, the timing of any possible indictment remains unclear. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And the Manhattan DA's office has been coordinating security measures with the NYPD and other local agencies.
Well, a good Sunday evening to you. Temperatures not quite as cold today, and abundant sunshine always helps as well. We saw plenty of it today. Check out these highs: 38 in Eau Claire, 42 in La Crosse, 41 in Sparta and Winona, 37 in Viroqua, and 40 in Prairie du Chien. So again, warmer than the past couple of days, but still about 5 degrees or so cooler than average. Just a few clouds scooting through right now, and there's more where those came from off to our west, so we'll call it partly cloudy overnight. Current temps 35 in La Crosse, right at freezing for Viroqua, 34 in Prairie du Chien, and also 34 in Eau Claire. Partly cloudy, not as cold overnight as the past couple of nights. Lows around 29 degrees. A little breezy yet this evening, but winds will decrease a bit overnight. A schoolcast for tomorrow: 31 degrees at 7 a.m., 41 by lunchtime. Afternoon highs around 47, so fairly seasonable for the first day of astronomical spring on our Monday. I will have the rest of my 8-day forecast, which does include some rain and snow chances. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Well, starting tomorrow, the Lower Hickson Forest Trailhead will be closed. This closure happens every year during the freeze and thaw cycle. Trails are extra fragile during this time of year. The Outdoor Recreation Alliance says in any case, use trails with dry dirt or firmly packed snow only. So if you're leaving tracks, it's time to turn around. And that trailhead will be closed until further notice. Well, it's a sure sign of spring. Shelby's Fire Department's annual chicken queue was back this weekend. Families stopped by to support the town of Shelby at its 56th annual fundraiser. This is the biggest fundraiser of the year for Shelby's Fire Department. Families drove through and chowed down on chicken with all of the trimmings. The money raised from the chicken queue will go to support the fire department. Assistant Fire Chief Tony Halinka says the community outreach has been great.
The community is really generous. They'll come out and they'll buy meals. We've had people buy tickets that don't even come and get the meal. They just serve it as a donation to the fire department.
This year's dinner sold over 3,200 chicken dinners. All the money raised helps pay for equipment and training for the firefighters. Families gathered for a day of fun at the Onalaska Omni Center today. This is the event's first year back after 4 years, and it was free thanks to Onalaska Animal Hospital. Families got to drop by for a circus-themed afternoon, complete with acrobats and ponies, and the Parenting Place's executive director says it's great to be back.
It's so exciting. We want to see families out in the community, interacting with each other. Last summer, we did a pretty deep community survey asking parents what they're looking for, and the top response was family fun.
All of the money raised at the Family Fun Expo will go to the Parenting Place, and they'll use that money to bring free programming to area families. Coming up on News 8, keeping Motor City moving, how a Michigan auto plant is celebrating Women's History Month with a familiar icon. That's coming up later. But first, looking back, Monday marks 20 years since the start of the Iraq War. Two reporters take a look at the beginning. Up next, stay with us.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Hi, have you seen that realtor with all those billboards?
Hold my beer.
Get local, award-winning injury lawyers. Get Nicolay.
Sheriffs like us from around the state are supporting Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Justice Kelly's opponent, Janet Protasiewicz, is a Milwaukee County judge with a long history of letting dangerous criminals back into our streets.
Directly undermining the work of our officers and putting your family at risk. We can't afford to have judges who put their own agendas above the law. It's time we start prioritizing justice again, not politics.
Vote Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Monday marks 20 years since the start of the U.S.-led war in Iraq. As the invasion unfolded, correspondent Charlie Diagata was in Jordan, and producer Tina Kraus was with the CBS News team in Kuwait. The two eventually made it into Baghdad to cover a conflict that would stretch out for 9 years. In this reporter's notebook, they reflect on the early days of their war assignment.
It's surreal being back. The street lights are on. All the shops are open. I've never known Iraq, or at least this part of Baghdad, to feel this normal. 20 years ago, when the invasion began, that skyline behind me was lit up. In fact, most of this area was lit up with explosions, airstrikes.
I think all of us were on edge. We slept with our gas masks on our pillows for weeks, and now the moment was here. The air raid sirens were blaring across Kuwait as Iraq fired missiles our way.
It was a huge story. It was also my first real war. It was the first time I had witnessed such incredible violence, such incredible firepower, the suffering, the suicide car bombings.
I remember driving into Baghdad, and I was shooting some video on my old handy cam at the time, seeing a lot of bombed out buildings, seeing, of course, a lot of American tanks. It was a U.S. occupied city. I remember there was a statue, the famous one of Saddam Hussein. Someone had written in graffiti, "All done, go home."
There were two hotels, the Sheraton in Palestine, And we parked there for the next few weeks. Of course, there's no electricity, there's no running water.
The humming of generators on the roof just to keep us on television.
We were supposed to be up at the top of the hour.
When you're in a war zone, your colleagues become like family. You work so closely together, but we also found that with the Iraqis. I remember one man and his smile. On the rooftop of our hotel in Baghdad, he had built our wooden shack.
CBS News Bar, Baghdad.
This is the compassionate face of the U.S. military machine.
Constantly had to be on your guard. It was a very dangerous place to operate in. I remember very graphically the terrorist attack on the UN building here in Baghdad. That was as close as I've been and as immediate as I've been to a building that has been hit and seen the suffering and the death and destruction of the people. And that left a mark on me.
It is the humanity of this war that I can't forget. It's so many children on the streets. It's a little boy in particular named Mohammed who outside our hotel every morning would give me a big smile. He had no one around taking care of him, but he came back every day.
They're expecting a high voter turnout.
I remember the first election day very well. It was a real act of courage to see the men and women of Iraq take part in these elections and risking their lives to do so. The bomb that killed Paul Douglas and James Brolin in 2006 was something that impacted everybody at CBS News. We never come back to Iraq without remembering Paul and James and the sacrifice that they made.
If there's a lesson to be learned from this war for me, it's how fragile life can be. The deaths of our colleagues, the deaths of all the U.S. troops, the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Iraqis, many who are still so scarred deeply by this conflict.
If today is anything to judge by, with the traffic and the shops open, and checkpoints down, and the blast walls down, and the razor wire down, maybe there's reason to be hopeful.
And more than 4,500 U.S. troops were killed as a result of the war in Iraq. Researchers also estimate that more than 400,000 Iraqis lost their lives during the conflict. And coming up on News 8, ending winter with a splash. Community members tried their hand at the first ever pond skim at Mount La Crosse. Their attempts coming up next.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. The high today still below average with that high of 42, but hey, better than the upper 20s like Friday and Saturday. But what does the next 8 days have in store? I'll have the answer with my 8-day forecast up next.
For a state-of-the-art after-sales experience for your Audi, other high-end and European vehicles, there's one place to go, Maury's Audi in Onalaska. Highly trained, Audi-specific technicians will take care of your vehicle while you wait in an exclusive cafe and lounge. Schedule today.
Hello, I'm Christy Halenka, Reading Program Chair at Viterbo University. Viterbo is proud to serve our area communities by providing programs that produce quality educators and leadership in our schools. Viterbo University is once again partnering with News 8 to recognize outstanding classroom teachers in the area. We look forward to working with generations of teachers and change agents for years to come. Do you know a top-notch teacher? Then go online to news8000.com or write to this address.
The new 2023 GMC Sierra AT4X is equipped to conquer the great outdoors. Or the great indoors. Welcome to the peak of premium off-roading. Or get 2.9% APR for 5 years and no monthly payments for 90 days on turbo high-output engine Sierra light-duty elevation models.
Dan Kelly is extremely corrupt. 6 times Kelly ruled in favor of a plaintiff with close ties. He was on their advisory panel. He took contributions from their board. And all 6 times, Kelly ruled in their favor. Another time, Kelly changed his mind about whether to judge the Zignego case after pocketing $20,000 in contributions from the Zignego family. Corruption, extremism, that's Dan Kelly.
Hi, I'm Ben Phillips, President and CEO of Phillips Outdoor Services. Great companies are made up of great people. We work hard to create a culture that people want to be a part of.
What makes Phillips unique to me is that I never come into work feeling like a number. Ben, Brianna, Tyler, everybody in the office, they really just make coming in every day enjoyable, and I think that's really important.
When your vehicle needs service, go to Maury's VW in Onalaska. Competitive rates and highly trained automotive technicians will have your Volkswagen or other domestic vehicles back on the road. While you wait, feel the friendly, upbeat, and engaging energy flow of our service lounge. Schedule today.
Visit the Early Bird Home Show, going on now at the Ford Store Home Improvements. Lowest prices of the year on your 2023 project. Windows, bathrooms, and more. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, skiers and snowboarders turned out for one final run down Mount Lacrosse, and for the last day of the ski season, Mount Lacrosse celebrated in a special way. So this was the area's first ever pond skim, where skiers head down the hill and across a puddle of water. So look at that wipeout, sad. Some landings were smoother than others. Organizers say, though, it is a great end to a busy season.
It's been a wonderful season for Mount Lacrosse, and this is so nice to be able to end this season on a beautiful day with a lot of people out here just having a good time and saying goodbye to winter.
Over 75 people signed up for today's pond skim. Mount Lacrosse closed for the season after all this fun today at 5. So, Bill, I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I know I'd be one of the ones who just faceplant.
Yeah, a lot of the ski areas in Colorado and out west do the same thing. And yeah, people dress up, and it's almost like you get a louder cheer if you do a faceplant or have a pretty good wreck instead of making it all the way across.
Looking at the crowd's reactions, they're all like, oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, is he okay? Okay, we're good. We can laugh. So,
good stuff.
But it was a nice day, nice spring day for that activity up at the mountain with mainly sunny skies throughout the day, just a few high clouds. And it actually made for a gorgeous sunset earlier this evening with those high clouds in play. As I move this along, you'll see that bright star in the western sky, and that's been prevalent for several weeks now. Will continue to. There it is. That's actually the planet Venus setting in the western sky, and it's been shining brightly as of late. But hey, you thought the sunset was nice through our CityCam 8 time lapse. Check this shot out in rural Vernon County. Thanks to Elizabeth for this beautiful shot of those gorgeous colors created by the sunset and those high clouds scattered about. So just a gorgeous scene in our western sky earlier this evening. Partly cloudy sky right now. 42 is the high, 13 the low. So a little bit short of average, but at least closer to where we should be. Averages are 47 and 27. 76 and 12 below are the records, and no rain or snow for today. Clear, 35 degrees out at the airport, 35 here at the station as well. Feels like 26 with a little bit of a breeze yet from the south and southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And the Mississippi is rising 5.22 feet. 34 degrees for you folks in Eau Claire, feels like 26. And the Chippewa River also rising 761.4. Getting a lot of questions. Why the difference? 761.4 versus 5 feet for the Mississippi here in La Crosse. Two different ways they're measured. Kind of a arbitrary ruler for the Mississippi here in La Crosse, and the Chippewa River uses elevation. So that's the actual elevation of the water and the land, 761.4 feet. That's the cause for the stark contrast in those numbers, in case you were wondering. All right, temperatures in the 30s and 40s off to our west, but pretty uniform locally between about 31 and 36 degrees. Again, still kind of breezy out of the southwest, 10 to 20. Still some gusts over 30 miles per hour over parts of southeastern Minnesota, those traditional windier spots, open areas, and the higher terrain. That is causing some wind chills in the 20s. In many locations. So just a few clouds scooting through, a few more on the way, but the main energy with any kind of rain or snow is still well to our west, and eventually this energy will start to come into play around here with a chance of kind of periodic rain and or snow showers Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Mainly rain showers during the day. Maybe some snow showers mixing in at night as temperatures drop closer to freezing. Not tonight or tomorrow though. Just a mix of stars and clouds tonight, mix of sun and clouds for tomorrow, but dry during that time frame. And then as we head into Tuesday, a little bit of that moisture starts to creep in from the south and west, showing snow showers, maybe some rain showers, but that kind of moves through. And then another little surge of moisture comes in Tuesday night and into the day on Wednesday as well. High temperatures tomorrow, right around 47 degrees across the county, upper 40s down to the south. Now, it will be cooler to the north, low 40s for Osseo, and even some upper 30s in parts of Rusk and Chippewa counties, right around, well, either side of 40 for Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls. So for tonight, partly cloudy, not as cold as the past couple of nights. Lows in La Crosse around 29. 47 to welcome in astronomical spring tomorrow with a mix of clouds and sun. And we're going to stay mainly in the 40s through next week. Again, there's those periodic rain and snow chances, especially Tuesday. And then a small chance during the day on Wednesday, another little surge of moisture Wednesday night into Thursday. And then mainly dry, albeit mostly cloudy Friday and Saturday. Mix of sun and clouds on Sunday and a small chance of light rain and snow showers next Monday. But boy, our kind of slow start to the warm season continues with no major warm-ups over the next 8 days.
These last few days had me very nervous that spring was actually coming, but today made me feel a little better with the sunshine.
That sunshine was beautiful. So.
All right, thanks, Bill.
Okay.
And now it's time to announce our chosen Picturing Our Community photo for the week. This week's winner is Libby Hauser from Holmen with No Place Like Home. Every week we pick a photo to be shared in a gallery on our website at news8000.com and socially on our News 8 Now Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. If you'd like to participate, just head to news8000.com, click on Submit Photos and Videos under the Home tab, and then click on Picturing Our Community and enter your photo. A new winner will be chosen every Friday, announced Sunday night, and then showcased online Monday morning. Coming up in sports, a big day for Wisconsin sports. The men's basketball team wins again, and the women's hockey team was crowned national champions. Kate is in next with the highlights.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. At Mayo Clinic Health System, get personalized specialty care with access to experts from orthopedics to neurosurgery and cardiology to cancer care, all close to home.
Taco John's crispy fried chicken taco is as good as it gets. But if creamy, hatch chili-filled queso makes everything better, is this taco too good? You be the judge. Try 2 new queso fried chicken tacos for $6 at Taco John's.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups. And current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high-output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The average employee has been with their current employer for 4.1 years. Our employees at Chart Industries disagree. If you're eager to join a company you can retire from, then chart your career with Chart Industries. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Dan Kelly and his friends are lying about Judge Janet Protasewicz.
He wants to scare you because he can't talk about his own record.
Dan Kelly has never sentenced a single criminal to prison.
Not one.
That's a fact.
And as a private attorney, Kelly got rich defending sex predators who posed as youth ministers to sexually assault young girls.
That's the truth.
The bottom line is that Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe.
He's an extremist
who doesn't care about us.
Shake up how you wake up with a bolder breakfast at Taco John's. Hit snooze on the same old and bite into crispy potato olays, bacon, and nacho cheese. It's always a good day for nacho cheese. Get 2 mean potato breakfast burritos for just $6, only at Taco John's.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
Well, the Wisconsin Badgers are on top once again. For the 7th time in program history, the Badgers are taking home the Women's Hockey National Championship. They defeated Ohio State 1-0 to take home the crown. An amazing run. Let's show you how they got it done. They beat the Golden Gophers in sudden victory on Friday, and then were playing in Minnesota on their own ice for the finals. First period, and they get it to Kirsten Sims over the middle. Nobody wants to step in front of her. She sends it to the back of the net, and the Badgers take the lead. But the MVP of the tournament was Cami Kronich. 31 saves in the shutout win, a perfect slate, a huge performance when they needed it most. The Badgers have now won 3 out of the last 4 championships. Huge credit to Coach Mark Johnson for getting the job done time and time again. All right, now the Badgers basketball team also fighting for a title of their own. They hosted Liberty this morning in the 2nd round of the NIT. Early in this one, Steven Crowell had a big game in round 1 and had it going early tonight in the post, backing his man down. That's an easy lay-in for him. He'd finished with 14. Later in the half, it's Chucky Hepburn driving to the lane, a little turnaround into some contact, hoop plus the harm. Hepburn for the 3-point play. First half winding down, it's Hepburn again driving, gets his man to bite on the pump fake, and then gets it to fall. Badgers with a 3-point lead at the break. Second half, Badgers trailing now, but Jordan Davis, he's going to get the loose ball, knocks down the fadeaway jumper. That cuts the lead. 2 minutes to go. Badgers trail, but Max Klesmit pulling up from 3 and buries it. Their first 3 of the game, and it's a big one. Badgers down again, but it's Klesmit again, this time going to the rack, a kiss off the glass, and that gives the Badgers the lead, and they wouldn't give it back. Wisconsin survives the second round of the NIT in a very tough game.
And it felt like almost a regular season game, so I thought the fans did great and brought that energy.
NIT are the tournament. We know it's still playing basketball. You know, we're playing to win, and that's what we're going to do.
All right, the Badgers will face off with Oregon in Eugene on Tuesday at 8 p.m. on ESPN. Oregon is the top seed in their region. Wisconsin, the 2 seed. Should be a fun one. We'll see if the Badgers can keep it rolling. And I would love to show you some Marquette highlights, but because of the broadcasting rules, I cannot. The Golden Eagles come up a little short today against Michigan State. The Spartans got off to an early lead, and Marquette just couldn't find an extra gear to come back and take the lead. Michigan State always tough in March with Tom Izzo at the helm. Shaka Smart, however, has lost 8 of his last 9 tournament games. All right, Bucks still with the best record of the NBA. They're at home tonight against the Raptors. First quarter, and Giannis getting started right away. Nobody in front of him means a 2-hand slam. Bucks up 5. Same quarter, Giannis showing off the passing. Finds Bobby Portis at the top of the key. That's nothing but net. Bucks add to the lead. Second half, Bucks trail. Drew Holiday finds Brook Lopez, and Lopez throws it down. Bucks cut the lead to 1. Now Milwaukee with the lead late, and Giannis finds Lopez one more time. Giannis finished with a triple-double. Brook led the way with 26 points as the Bucks win again. All right, back to the ice. The Wild hosting Alex Ovechkin and the Capitals, but still without Kirill Kaprizov. Early in this one, Minnesota on the attack. First shot a bit off, but Matt Boldy is right there for the rebound and the putback to put the Wild on top. Minutes later, Wild attacking again, and it's Matt Boldy again taking the shot and burying it. Wild up 2-0 now to the third period, and that's Boldy on the breakaway. And the 21-year-old is going to score his second career NHL hat trick. What a game for him. Wild get the win 5-3. And former Viking wideout Adam Thielen has found a new home after the Vikings decided to cut Thielen before free agency. Thielen has now found a new home with the Carolina Panthers. It's rumored to be a 3-year deal, and I'm sure many Viking fans are wishing him nothing but the best. All right, that's all I've got tonight for sports, but be sure to come back tomorrow evening for more. We'll be right back.
Ashley's anniversary mattress sale is going on now. Celebrate decades of restful nights with incredible value on Ashley Sleep mattresses. And for a limited time, receive a free adjustable base upgrade with the purchase of an Ashley Sleep Align mattress set, only at Ashley.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
It's easy to see when you have a plumbing problem, but when it comes to your water, things aren't always so clear. Without water conditioning, your water may be doing more harm than good. Hard water can damage your pipes and appliances, leave spotting on dishes, as well as dry out your skin and hair. Contact the professionals at Maxwell White. More than a plumbing company, we offer comprehensive water conditioning. That's 2 great services under one roof. Enjoy cleaner dishes, softer and brighter clothes, and much more with a simple call to Maxwell White. Water conditioning done right.
Nicolay, baby. I'll testify my commitment to the truth. Companies tremble while I'm spitting in the booth. I'm a lawyer rapper, peep the fit. Reppin' Nicolay law, cause we're the...
Daddy, what are you doing?
I'm making a rap video.
Good job. All right.
Boom!
Dan Kelly is extremely corrupt. 6 times Kelly ruled in favor of a plaintiff with close ties. He was on their advisory panel. He took contributions from their board. And all 6 times, Kelly ruled in their favor. Another time, Kelly changed his mind about whether to judge the Zignego case after pocketing $20,000 in contributions from the Zignego family. Corruption, extremism, that's Dan Kelly.
This year at Ashley's anniversary sale, we were able to secure a more affordable price on the same great quality as before, and we're passing those savings on to you. And bonus savings on outdoor furniture. Plus, we're offering 5 years special financing only at Ashley.
March is Women's History Month, and a Michigan auto plant is putting on a special display to celebrate. WWJ's Chris Walker has the story from Detroit, where women are rolling up their sleeves to help keep the Motor City moving.
It doesn't always take a man to do the heavy lifting. These women are carrying the load in the tool and die department, and they don't mind breaking a sweat to get the job done.
Women need to be in skilled trades. Tool and die, it's a dying trade. Not many people are getting into it anymore. They'd rather be tech savvy. Well, without tool and die, you don't have washer and dryers, you don't have microwave frames, you don't have cars, you don't have trucks, you don't have a lot of things.
The spirit of Rosie the Riveter is alive and well on the floors of the Ford Woodhaven stamping plant. The iconic character was used in a campaign to represent women taking on factory jobs during World War II to replace men who went to combat.
And it opened up a whole new demographic for women in the workforce.
Cassandra Valentine is leading the charge at the plant to honor women in skilled trades. She created a display showing women from the World War II era working production, in contrast to today's women taking on similar roles.
Try to show that women are doing the jobs that men were doing many years ago, and we're more than capable.
Valentine says she wants to motivate young girls to explore the world of manufacturing and consider it as a career option.
I run machines, I work on lathes, mills, anything like that. It's a pride, it's a passion. It's okay to get your hands dirty. It's okay to drive a high-low. It's okay to be a welder. It's okay to run production because it pays the bills.
Reporting in Woodhaven, Chris Walker, CBS News Detroit.
And we'll be right back.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
At Gillespie & Associates, we're invested in this community because it's our community, and it's our mission to help you plan your financial future so you can retire with more confidence. To see if you're on track to your financial goals, call Gillespie & Associates today.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Searching for gold at the end of the rainbow? Well, you can find it here at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale, where now through Sunday, you're gonna save some green. Get Shamrock with savings up to 60% off, plus 0% free financing, recliners, sofas, sectionals, and more. It's all here and it's all in stock and ready to be delivered. Let the shenanigans begin at the King Furniture St. Patrick's Day sale. Don't miss it.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
This is our community. And while the present moment may feel unpredictable, we are here to help you stay focused on the future. So stay safe, stay strong, and stay confident with Gillespie & Associates.
Not quite as cold tonight as the past couple of nights. Lows in the upper 20s with a partly cloudy sky. Astronomical spring starts tomorrow. 47 for the high. In fact, 40s through the week. A little unsettled Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A chance for some periodic rain and snow showers. So stay tuned for that.
So is this in like a lion or out like a lamb?
Well, we're not done with March yet, so we'll have to see on, on the 31st, which, by the way, is my birthday. So you have, 12 shopping days left.
Perfect. Thank you for watching News 8.